came over. I was like, oh yeah, we finna watch. And they, oh yeah, they watching the fight. I came over there. I was like, oh yeah, we finna watch the fight. It's UFC.
Shout out our boy Seth for having the UFC party. My co-host showed up,
I'm like,
and he's like, why are you not watching boxing?
exactly. I'm like, what? They're like, what's going on?
There was like three good fights on UFC with all like big time dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that in a minute. But if you didn't watch, this was the fight of the century. If you're a boxing fan, it looks like that Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence in the ring after the referee stopped the match in the ninth round because he looked like he got beaten up so bad that he looked like Martin Lawrence back in the day.
Fact. So if you didn't know, Terence Crawford, he's 38. I think he's like 39 and 0. Well, not 40 and 0. And Errol Spence was around like what, 28 and 0.
20 or 30,
Yeah.
low 30 something.
So you always talk about,
Battle of the Undefeateds.
yeah, you always talk about, oh yeah, I don't like lightweight, like people that's like
Little.
featherweights, like 147 pounds.
Yes.
So because they'll knock out people, but Terence Crawford had 32 knockouts, and the other one had 22 knockouts before they even got in that fight.
Yeah, Terence Crawford is a real deal.
So
I'm definitely gonna be checking out his next fights.
exactly. And one thing they're
May
saying,
get me back into boxing.
is that the reason why Terence Crawford won so easily and he beat him real bad was because there's every time I looked around, they said Terence is like a complete fighter. Like he knows how to do everything. He knows how to fight southpaw. He knows how to fight orthodox other way around. He knows how to counter fight. He knows how to fight with jabs. He knows how to fight bull rush. So basically, he knows how to fight different ways. And Errol Spence only really knows how to rush you and pressure you and run up in you and box you. So the best thing to do with pressure fighters is counter move. So every time you see Errol hit him, he like block it and then just hit it with the same hand. So like, you imagine you hit me with your right hand, I block it with my right hand, and then as soon as you bring your hand back,
a counter puncher,
and I just punch you.
Yeah.
So basically, what this is a counter puncher,
like
and they're basically saying like the first round Errol Spence won, but then after the first round,
he figured him out.
And he's like, he just demolished him after that.
Yeah, his face was done. I saw the highlights. It looked like it was an epic fight. It looked like that a master versus a novice, really. It was crazy because it's supposed to be like the battle of the Titans, the battle of the knockout kings from what everyone was saying, and then it ended up just being a one-sided beating. But props to Spence for not really going down. I mean, they called it a knockout, but he was still on his feet. But the ref basically threw in the white towel for him, saying that he was no longer fit to compete.
He got knocked down 3 times. He got knocked down once in the second, twice in the seventh.
And his face was jacked.
Stephen
A said that he shouldn't even be allowed to fight for another year because he needs to heal that much. And he said that he probably ain't the same because he had a car crash where he flew out the window and messed his jaw up. And then he said that he's had a couple other car wrecks, since then. So he said maybe that's his chin hasn't really been tested since he messed it up in those car crashes.
Time.
He was saying maybe he wasn't ready for this, and maybe he wouldn't have had much a problem before, but maybe he's a little compromised. But sometimes that's all it takes. If you get in an accident that changes you, you might not be as strong as you were.
So right now they're fighting at 147. They say they wanted to do the rematch, but he wants to fight at 154, 157 at that fight range.
Yeah,
because I guess that's like, this is real. That's like Errol Spence real, like his body weight.
They're doing good. They're going from like my freshman weight to my sophomore weight in high school.
Man, but do you think Errol Spence even deserve a rematch?
No,
it was that bad.
When it's not even that close. I mean, his family shouldn't even want the rematch. They should be wanting to save his life. They don't want him ended up like Muhammad Ali, all mush brain.
Got a point.
Is this a video here?
Yeah, video. You can play.
Are we allowed to play this video?
If you play it on mute, can you do that?
What do we got? Let's see what we got. Okay, we play it on mute. This will probably be enough to make it be all right.
Now look at that. Boom.
Boom. Bada bang. Bada bang. Oh, man. Yeah, he's like, you about to die. He's like, you about to die, fool.
And what make this crazy is everybody was banning on Errol Spence. Everybody's like, Errol's gonna win.
Charlemagne gave himself.
Charlemagne's gonna say he's gonna win
because he told Crawford to his face that he was going with Spence.
That
Crawford's like, you're gonna lose that bet.
I had friends hit me up saying they want to bet on the game, and I'm like, I should. I'm not a gambling person, but if I was, I was gonna bet on Terence just because. I mean, you can't bet against a man that doesn't believe in getting haircuts. He don't get haircuts. He ain't flashy. He look like just a regular Joe Smo that lives on a
He
farm.
looks like he just got a shift out the mind.
Pretty much, he just clock into work, beat you up, and clock right out. But I mean, all prayers go out to Errol Spence. After this, they showed this a video of Yellow Beezy. You know who Yellow Beezy is, right? The rapper
Kinda. I've
from
almost
Texas,
forgot him.
and like Trap Boy Freddy and them. You seen the video of Yellow Beezy, like they said, allegedly running into Terence Crawford room, so I guess he can confront him about him losing so much money because allegedly they bet a lot of money on Errol Spence.
I saw something like that. Yeah,
I
saw a clip on like Instagram, but I didn't remember it was him. But they said someone ran in there to say like, "Man, you made me lose so much money." Yada yada.
Exactly. You over here bringing out Big X to plug for your whole walkout. He brought out Eminem. You can't lose to nobody playing Eminem. Oh, yeah, it's one shot.
What does J Man say? The whoop.
Well, the whoops.
Whoops. Yeah.
The whoops be whooping, man.
Yeah.
But in the comment
He
below,
whooped him.
comment below how you feel about the fight. Was it just a pure massacre? Do you think Errol Spence deserves a rematch, or you think he just needs to move on to fight Gervonta Davis?
He needs to move on. I mean, I think that
You think he'd beat Gervonta?
it's for his confidence. I think when you get beat like that, you got to take it out on someone else and regain your confidence at least one time before you tackle that demon again. Especially when you lose like that, man.
So you mean basically him to come back?
I feel like he should tackle another Titan, which would be Davis. I think that would be a good test because if he beats another top guy like that, he's like, all right, maybe I just wasn't ready. Maybe I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. Maybe I thought I was better than I was, but I locked in this time. I beat a so-called top-ranked boxer. Now I'm ready to get my look back.
That's what people were saying. That's one thing that's bringing back boxing is that people are willing to give up they undefeated title, the undefeated record.
They're not scared of taking fights, unless your name is Haney.
You remember? You remember that?
Haney is running from a whooping. Haney is saving his hiney.
Haney's running from Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, they allegedly
Shakur's acting like Tupac. He's trying to bogart him.
Exactly. It's so much soft stuff. It's a lot of soft stuff going on in the boxing. You got Devin Haney running from Shakur. Then you got that Jamilo dude that got slapped by that Khalib dude. He got slapped in the
turned into WWF.
Yeah.
I told you.
And then it's funny. I seen Brandon Marshall on his podcast talk about it. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm cool with the Jamarlio Churro brothers and all that stuff." And they said, "Oh yeah, the reason why the white dude came up and slapped him was because earlier that day when the Churro brothers were sitting there arguing, Charlo came, the white dude came in and they grabbed his beard and pulled his beard. So that's the reason why he came over like 30 minutes later and slapped him."
I'm like, he pulled and ran.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
trying to make up some story so he don't get charged.
Exactly. And everybody's saying like, Jamilio, he's not boxing right now.
But they should just start having like WWF cameras like behind the scenes with like the crazy rock music.
It's the only way it's the only way you're gonna bring up the views. You see Floyd Mayweather not here, Mike Tyson not here. You want to see heavyweights? You really can't name any heavyweights besides
Wilder. I like
Wilder.
watching the heavyweights in the UFC. They get busy.
We'll talk about that in a few. But
but
yeah, let us know how you feel about let us know how you feel about Devin Haney, and let us know how you feel about the whole Jamario Charo whatever.
Mario Chalmers.
That's a basketball.